Oh my God, I love this new summer lamb campaign. It's just like watching a movie. Oh, hang on, I've got the doorbell. Hang on. Coming, coming. I wonder who it is. Oh, Sam!
Vanessa, how are you, my friend?
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Awesome to see you too.
Come on in.
Oh, mate, I'd love to. I'd love to.
Sam, it's so great to see you. Thank you. I can't believe you're here.
Oh, Vanessa, it's an absolute pleasure. You've always been a good ambassador of Australian red meat, so it's really good to come and talk to you about what we're doing with our summer lamb campaign this year.
I love this summer lamb campaign. It's fantastic.
Well, traditionally we've done it around Australia Day, as you know. But what we wanted to do is encompass the whole month. Get it on the plates, not only for the consumer, but also for food service.
I love that. And you know, food service have done it quite tough in the last couple of years, but more so the last 12 months with the shutdowns and lockdowns, etc. And I'm just wondering, in your opinion at the moment, we want to stay away from lamb cutlets and these premium cuts because they do carry a premium price point, and we want to look at ways that chefs can make money from using lamb.
Well, I want them to use the whole carcass, the cutlets and the midloin.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have got a point, right? We've got to make sure that the products are affordable, in great demand, and the chefs can have success with it. So what we call these cuts that I'm going to be talking about today are masterpieces. Mm-hmm. And they come, they're non-primal cuts.
Yes.
Right? Non-prime cuts is the word I should say. Everything's a primal on an animal. And they can be very tasty, and just with a bit more love can bring the same attributes to those loin cuts that are prominently on menus too today in Australian food service.
I love that. And when we look at Australia Day and bringing people together, and they love to be outside, and they're all, you know, shaking the Australian flag, and it's a great time for everyone to remember and really celebrate our producers as well.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, like I guess when it comes to my role, that's something I'm so proud about. Our producers take so much passion with Australian red lamb, and it's fantastic that we're out there spruiking it to the public and to food service so we can get it on menu.
Okay, so now let's just talk about some recipe inspiration. So Sam, when it comes to recipe inspiration and products that the chefs within our food service can use, what can you suggest?
Yeah, well, the cuts I've brought here today have all different types of cook methods on the barbecue. So let's go through them. First of all, we've got our lamb shoulder.
Oh, yum.
Now, what I love about the lamb shoulder is it's a low and slow cook.
Yes.
So what
Isn't that just so on trend at the moment?
Yeah, it is, because it can be a nice centerpiece and people can share it. And it's also nice and gelatinous, and it's got a beautiful mouthful. It can go in rolls, tortillas. You can do some beautiful gyro, little lamb gyro. It can be a salad topper.
What's a gyro?
Oh, a Greek gyro. You know, the old midnight kebabs.
The
you know,
kebabs that you do at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Or just simply by itself.
Yes.
Salt, pepper, a touch of tahini, yogurt, pomegranate, fresh salad. So what we're going to do, barbecue, about 160 degrees, 2.5 to 3 hours. We're going to baste it as we go along with some fresh rosemary and herbs, and that's a beautiful option there.
So do you suggest lamb on the bone or off the bone?
Yeah, I like the lamb shoulder on the bone, because I think the bone is a good conductor of flavour and of heat.
Yes, I agree. And I love it on the bone as well.
And that scapular bone pops out, and then you've seen me do it 1,000,000 times on videos. I pull it out, and it's just that theatre for your customers.
And then you just put that fork through those shoulders, and it's just like, oh, my mouth's just dribbling.
That's what lamb
So
does.
delicious.
It brings
It
people
just
together.
does.
The next one I thought, I've actually taken the bone out of this one. So it's a leg of lamb, butterflied. So we're taking the bone out. And the reason why I do this, because it's a nice quick cook, hot barbecue on there, and you cook it like a tomahawk steak almost. So about 8 minutes each side.
Yes.
Rest it. And then the beautiful thing about
8
this...
8 minutes each side?
Yeah, depending on how hot your barbecue. If you do a bit lower, it can take a bit longer. But you know the barbecues I cook over, flaming charcoal, right? So I guess it's important to rest that, to let all the juices redistribute and give you a nice, even quality cooked piece of meat. And the beautiful thing about the butterfly leg of lamb is that the outside bits can be well done. And then and as you go towards the centre, it can be medium rare. So, you know, everyone has got their cut of lamb to their degree of doneness, you know.
And we respect everyone's choice in the way that they like their meat cooked. And that's the beauty of the leg of lamb, is that, as you say, you get that degree of doneness across the product. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, and once again, that can be utilised as a salad, a sandwich topper. There's multiple uses. Next.
What's next?
The lamb ribs.
Oh, my favourite.
Yeah, so once again, what we advise to do at Rare Medium Academy is that you braise the lamb ribs first.
For how long?
About an hour and a half at 160 degrees. And then after we
in a bit of stock, or?
Yeah, a bit of stock. Exactly, chef. In a bit of stock. I am talking to a chef, you know your stuff. And then we drain them out and put them in the fridge overnight. And then we baste them with our favourite sauce. It could be a nice gochujang paste, or it could be a barbecue, or it could be even some lemon and sea salt.
Oh, yum.
And then straight onto the barbecue, and then they just come off the bone. And a starter, a nice canapé.
There is nothing better than when you have, you know, some lamb ribs that you just send out to your customers as a little amuse-bouche, you know, like just start the taste buds, you know, start them to start working.
Yeah, and then finally,
yes,
the last one I bought here today is the lamb rump.
Oh, yum!
Yeah.
You know, I absolutely love the lamb rump. I just think that it's an underutilized product, because I believe that chefs can use it in a better way.
Well, I remember a key account manager coming to me way back in about 2006, showing me a lamb rump.
Yes.
And it was Venessa.
It was.
So in the past, we've had chump chops,
yes,
which is the bone in. But what I love about this little cut is that sometimes a leg of lamb could be too big in food service. If you're doing individual portions for a function, this is your cut. It's almost a mini roast, if you like.
It is, and I actually prefer myself to have the cap-on lamb rump.
Yeah, me too, because it gives a nice caramelisation. The ones I've brought in today are denuded, but you're dead right. Cap-on gives a nice flavour as well, and then you can also use what we're going to be doing today is making a wonderful lamb salad with the lamb rump. So stay tuned for that one.
One of the beauties of lamb, Sam, is that you don't need to do a lot with it. It is a product that stands on its own, and it doesn't need to have a lot of flavour added to it. Well,
Australian lamb is pasture fed. Like you said, we've got wonderful areas around Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia, New South Wales, Canberra, Tasmania. Lush greens that produce some of the best lamb, I think, in the world.
I totally agree with you. And Australia is one of the largest producers of lamb in the world.
Yes, that's correct. A lot of our product goes to the export, Middle East, and to the USA, believe it or not.
Okay.
And, you know, we've got some wonderful product that stays here in our domestic market too.
And we've got wonderful producers here in Australia as well.
Yeah, something I'm very passionate about. Like, at the end of the day, they're the backbone of industry.
I find that when it comes to lamb and the products that are available, we don't always have to go the premium cuts. They're there, but we don't always have to use them. We have got other options available.
Stick to the masterpieces as well.
Masterpieces. So tell us, if a chef was wanting to be able to get some inspiration around some recipe choices, etc., where do they go?
Yeah, well, thanks for that. Rare Medium Academy is our commercial food service page, which helps chefs with inspiration and solutions and training to keep Australian red meat on menu and make them feel relaxed with the product.
And you're also able to access these through Food Logic as well. We have these resources available and links and so forth. And you know what? I'm getting really hungry.
Let's get cooking.
Let's get cooking.
Share the land.
Let's share it.
Vanessa's just stepped away to take a phone call, so I thought I'd get the lamb on so we could have a beautiful lunch. So what we've got is our lamb rumps, which I was talking about earlier inside. And I'm paired it with just some garlic that we're blistering over the hibachi grill with some heirloom carrots and some asparagus. Now, we did a balsamic glaze for the lamb, which is part of the recipe we're going to be sharing on Food Logic. But also, I'm just going to baste a bit of a bit of oil on our lamb rumps and just sprinkle it with some sea salt. I like to hit it with a bit of salt prior to going on the barbecue and through the cook method. Seasoning is imperative for Australian red meat.
Sam, this is smelling absolutely amazing. Tell me, what are you doing?
Yeah, look, I'm cooking over charcoal, and the reason is because I think lamb is meant for charcoal. The juices drip down on the coals, the flavour wafts back up in the lamb. I feel like I'm the Steve Irwin of lamb here, right? And you get
Our neighbours would be just loving this at the moment.
and you're right, and that's what it is, right? It's about salivating, and that's entertaining, a bit of theatre for your customers in food service, right?
Yep.
So these are relatively cheap, and a lot of restaurants and food service establishments have now got these as part of their
Where do you buy
cookery
them
range.
from?
Oh, we got this one from a commercial cookery food service outlet.
Yes.
But you know they're quite available. I think even Coles had a version out not long ago.
Wow.
So yeah. Look, it's just another way of cooking. I like to put the coals on the right hand side.
Yes.
And then have less coals on the left. So you've got variable cooking temperatures. So just like when you're cooking on a stovetop, you can turn the gas down, you can turn it up. You can do the same with a barbecue. So we've got a nice char on our lamb rump. You'll see the juices starting to come to the top here.
Yes.
That's a good telltale that your lamb's nearly ready for medium rare. But we like to touch it. But if you're unsure, grab yourself a meat thermometer. You're looking at about 58 to 59 degrees doneness, and then rest it for half the amount of cooking time. So the juices redistribute.
That's a great thing. Now, I've noticed that you've got your rosemary here in this bowl. And this is your signature. I see this in all of your videos that you do. Why do you use rosemary, and what do you got in this bowl?
Well, I guess rosemary and fresh herbs add to the aroma and the wafting and the flavour of the lamb. And what I use it as like a brush to baste it in. So what we've got here is a bit of a balsamic glaze that I've done for our lamb rump. And you want to give that a bit of a baste for me?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, just on top of there. Just give them a nice baste. Look at that.
Wow.
Just adds it to a bit of flavour.
And do you put the rosemary in here to
assist
put it
the
through the
flavours.
oil and the balsamic that you have in here? It just creates a nice blend.
And then you know what else you do?
What?
Whack it straight on the grills here, because that'll smoke up and give a bit of a waft. You know what I mean? Like, and you can finish your lamb over the top of it. You know, so you get those.
That's a good idea.
back
So you're
in
actually nesting the lamb on top of the rosemary, and
Yeah.
that'll infuse
You
all
got it.
the way through the lamb.
Smoke's coming up, hitting the rosemary, hitting the lamb, giving plenty of flavour.
Wow, it's fantastic.
And then we've just got some garlic
here.
that we just cut in half, and we've just basted as well. And it's just simple char grill cooking, you know.
I love this.
So-
This is fantastic. I'm so excited. I see all these videos that you do, and I'm finally here cooking with Sam Burke. What can I ask for?
Well, it won't be the last time.
It won't be, absolutely.
It won't be the last time. So I guess, you know, while we're here, I just want to give Vanessa a bit of a plug. So, like I said, I've known Vanessa for more than 20 years, right? In my previous employment, she was my key account red meat manager, believe it or not. So she's right on topic with all this, what we're doing here today.
Thank you.
And also a dear friend that does a lot for industry. Get behind Food Logic. They're out here to help food service. Volume food service with procurement needs, also with menu development, also with
and
inspiration.
Inspiration. I think that for chefs, nothing is more powerful than knowledge, and we really want to impart that with you.
So yeah, like I'm saying, I guess it's a bit of a shameless plug. Vanessa's always looking after people like us, getting us out there in front of the volume. I'd like to say a big thank you.
Oh, thank
I'd like
you.
to wish you well on your brand new venture.
Thanks.
And we're looking forward to collaborating more often.
I love it. I've had such fun today. What about you?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I really have, and I mean it. You know, I just think we should be looking after each other in food service and helping each other.
I couldn't agree more, Sam. That's why I love you so much.
And what I also love is these groups that you're starting up on WhatsApp and Facebook that have got nothing to do with their own business. It's part of the passion to help chefs. Remember that. So there's people going above and beyond, you know, to help you out in food service, and that's what this lady does.
Thank you. I just would like to win lotto one day, so that everything I do, I just do because I'm so passionate about it. That's my dream. Win lotto and give away everything.
That wouldn't surprise me. Just remember me when you win lotto. All right? So there we go.
Yum.
Share the lamb, Australian lamb. Get it on your menu this summer. Vanessa and I are going to go in and quickly make this into a salad, which we'll give you a bit of an instructional video on. And then we're going to follow up with an image and a recipe on Food Logic.
Sam, we've got these wonderful ingredients, but most of all, we've got the star of the show, which is the lamb rump.
Yeah, thanks very much, Vanessa. So let's get together and put together our lunch.
I love
what do you
this.
think?
Let's go.
So, okay, we'll start off with some heirloom carrots. We've got some green and orange ones here. Plenty of flavour, vitamin A in carrots. They are good for you, as the doctor says. They make you see.
I was going to say, don't they help your eyesight?
Well, that's what I hear anyway, but I'm as blind as a bat. Following that, let's just put a bit of asparagus in.
Looks beautiful.
Right, and then let's get on to the other ingredients. So what we've got here today is that we've got some baby leaves, some mesclun. So we want to keep this, let's not muck around if it's too high. We'll clean that. We just want to keep it nice and high.
Aren't the micro herbs that you can get these days incredible?
Oh, unbelievable. Our producers are just doing amazing things. Some golden beets.
Yum. And that would add a nice element of sweetness.
Yes, that's exactly right, chef. And then we've got some pickled radish, which I love, and we're just going to build it around. We're going to get these nice colours in because people eat with their eyes. And what we encourage at Meat and Livestock Australia and Rare Medium Academy is balanced meals. So we want to make sure that you're enjoying Australian red meat, but you're also getting your dietary intake of all those beautiful vegetables and salads.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
So when you're building a salad, Sam, what is it that you look for? How do you build a great salad?
Well, we just put the target beetroot in there. What I want is crunch. I want salads that'll complement the protein. So these lettuces have got a nice peppery element that'll go well with the lamb because you notice we've only put a bit of sweetness and salt. I didn't put pepper on the meat outside. And I like crunch, so that's where the sunflower seeds come in.
Great.
So target beetroot. I like a bit of fennel.
I love fennel.
Because it's got that kind of aniseed touch to it, you know? And it just, for me, it gives it that freshness too. And then dill. It's quite strong herb dill, so let's not put a lot. We just want a little bit here. But that gives it a nice fresh taste too. Now, sunflower seeds. This is where you get your crunch in. We're just going to literally put them on top and go hard on these. You know, I want people to have texture. You don't want a salad to be mushy. You
I
want it to
love
have texture.
seeds in a salad. I think that they definitely add that crunch and that. It's all about balance, isn't it? At the end of the day, it all comes back to balance.
Spot on, chef.
Yeah.
Spot on. And then we've got our lamb rump that we've just rested here. Look at that. Nice and pink. And it's just going to be the star of the show, I tell you what.
It looks amazing.
And what we'll do is I'm just going to fan that on the top of there. Sorry, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put our dressing on.
That's a good idea. No, we nearly forgot the dressing.
So what we've got here is a bit of lemon, oil, and a touch more balsamic.
Okay, makes sense.
So just this simple vinaigrette and a touch of mustard too.
When you're making a dressing, you just, it's so simple, isn't it? Put it in a bottle, give it a shake, and use it.
You don't need to buy dressings.
No, you don't.
You need
it's a food cost
good
that
vinegar,
you don't have to worry about.
A little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper. That's it. Bit of mustard for a tang. That's it. Don't waste your money on buying dressings, and your customers will appreciate it. Why are you going to go and put a beautiful bit of lamb rump on a pre-bought dressing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just doesn't make sense in my books.
It doesn't make sense, and we're all about making sense here at Food Logic.
Indeed. And then let's give the dressing a little bit hit on top of our lamb.
Oh,
and there you go. That's nice. That's high. That's fresh.
Beautiful.
And we're sharing the lamb in a healthy way. And we feel good about it after we've eaten it.
So tell me, you're going to put the garlic on there as well?
Yeah, why not?
This beautiful garlic, and
why not? I reckon we'll just leave it as
out the little ones, little nuggets and jewels. They're beautiful. Oh my goodness!
It's caramelisation, almost like a confit, if you like, but not too much, 2 or 3. And then that's
perfect.
it. So maybe a bit more nuts for crunch. You know me, I love my sunflower seeds.
So you know what I love about this dish? It's an affordable dish for any menu.
Exactly, and not only that, food service, have all your prep done, then all you got to do is do your lamb rump and you can put this up in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
And it's easy to push out for big numbers too for a function.
So when you're buying your lamb rump, a tip that I'd like to share with you is go a random weight. It'll save you costs and you are able to still feed quite a number of people without having to go a portion control product. It's where your product costs will come into it.
Exactly, and variety, right? So salads, think about sandwiches, think about individual roasts. We've got a whole repertoire. Check us out on Rare Medium Academy and through Food Logic. We are here to help you have success of Australian red meat on menu.
Sam, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've loved having you here today, and I'm so thankful.
No, Vanessa, like I said, we're absolutely honoured, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to come to Food Logic today.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you very much.